Coming up this week on the OK Bloomer podcast.
Now that's in my search history forever, so there you go.
Yeah, there was about a 20-minute break in note-taking.
What? I'm old.
What? Wow.
Do I have to cut that?
What just happened?
Don't know about the future. Don't.
They don't care about the future, because they live it in the past. Sal and Curtis are taking all 5 seasons of Blossom to task. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be weak in the knees. This show's got more range than this on the keys. Only gal in the house, and that's how she goes. One brother was a junkie, and the other one was. Weekly lessons coming fast in the Russo flat. Blossom's teenage girl problems are as big as her hat. So take your opinionations and make them shine. It's the OK Bloomer podcast, and it's about damn time.
Don't know. Don't know.
It's so good to be back despite all the problems I've been having today with my notes not saving and my phone crackling, but it feels so good to be back on this horse, Sal. It was too long. That was a huge break in between recordings.
It really, yeah, in like podcast airing time, this is going to be a long time, but like in actual recording time, it's been a while.
It's been a while. I forgot about the Russos. I had to reacquaint myself to the Russo household.
Right?
I was like a familiar face returning, just like the kid that's with 6.
He returned? What?
That guy's been on the show before. We're jumping way ahead.
All right.
That's totally...
Because he hasn't, but let's get into it.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
that guy's
man.
never... We dug that guy out of the pit 100%. No?
No, we have not. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be fun.
Before we started rolling, I had a whole bunch of names of people I wanted to look up. That was the last thing I needed to do. And then instead of taking 5 minutes and looking up the names I read in the credits, I panicked for 15 minutes being like, where the hell is my notes that I saved this morning? And they're gone. So I only have notes on half the show, and the rest I'm going to just kind of do a watch along with no sound out of the corner of my eye, and hopefully it jogs my memory. Because, man, I had some gold today, Sal. I was so excited, but we're going to push through. I use the same jokes all the time, so it shouldn't be that hard to remember what I was going to say, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll slowly trudge our way through this and see what happens.
Trudge we shall.
Okay, so this week on the show, we are talking Season 2, Episode 6, To Tell the Truth. First aired October 21st.
What a title.
1991. What a title, yeah.
To Tell the Truth.
Also a game show.
To tell the truth is like grammatically, like what's happening with that sentence there? To tell the truth. That isn't even a real sentence. So speaking of to tell the truth, hit me what your synopsis say.
All right, man. Disney Plus says, Blossom likes a boy who would rather date 6.
Sure.
Long pause. Yeah.
I always forget how unattached I actually am to these synopses. I always remember them being home runs every time where we get into it, but they're always kind of flat.
You know what's interesting about this one, though? Is that I feel like Blossom's story in this episode is actually the B plot. So it's like the fact that the name of the episode... Actually, no, wait. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even think about it. All right. To tell the truth, that applies to Tony's storyline, too.
And Buzz's.
And, wow. Oh, God, we got to get into Buzz. I was watching the episode earlier, and every time Buzz was on the screen, I was like, I hate this guy. And Alicia was like doing stuff in the kitchen. She was like, I know, you said that like 5 times already.
He's something else. It just continues to just spiral, just to spin in the bowl, the Buzz character, and I just don't get it.
Oh, he is the worst.
Does he make it through the whole series? Like, is he on the last season?
You know what? I was thinking, remember like the good intro of Blossom that we always used to watch where they're all dancing? He's not in that.
Yes.
And his name isn't in it, I don't think. So he can't be around that much longer.
Oh my God, you're right. That intro has to be coming in the 3rd season.
Easily, yeah.
Could you imagine if there was a part like, you know, she's dancing with Joey and then pirouetting around Anthony, and then she'd just be dancing and Buzz would just like reach up and grab her right breast. It's probably why he wasn't in the intro.
And then he would just like look into the camera and shrug. What? I'm old.
What?
What?
It's my bad eyesight.
So what?
Come on. Women are my property.
Oh, God.
I trade them
I hate
like
this guy
baseball
so
cards. Ah.
Should we get into the TV database synopsis?
Let's do it.
Blossom gets a crush on Steve, who suddenly shows interest in Six. Anthony worried his past drug problems will ruin his job interview.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I feel like that Anthony story is almost like the main plot of the episode.
The Anthony story is the only story that feels like a Blossom episode.
Yeah, that's true.
The Blossom and Six story is just all over the map.
It really feels like they just needed to find something that would fit for them to do.
You know what, Sal, though? I was having a moment today where I thought I was losing my mind because when I had to go back and rewatch and retake notes for like the 7 minutes I lost the first time before I lost the next 7 minutes or 10 minutes.
Right.
I remembered writing something different, and I wonder if now that I got sent the first lost script, okay, this is gonna blow my mind. I remembered a song differently this morning than when I watched it 2 nights ago, and I was like, I remember writing that down and making a note to bring it up. And then when I rewatched it today, I swear it was a different song. So I'm going to see if that is in my notes. And then I'll have officially lost my goddamn mind, Sal.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So
Okay. Yes. Okay, stay with me. So
okay.
Here's my notes dilemma. I watched the first probably 5 or 6 minutes and took notes.
Yep.
And then I walked away. And it saved as a draft in my Gmail. Okay? So I've got the first 5 minutes locked in. So then I revisit and I watch probably another 7 minutes. So I'm up to 12 minutes. And then I call it a night. I come back this morning to watch the last 12 minutes and I notice that second 7-minute block didn't save in my drafts. I only have that first 5-minute block. So I have to rewatch from 5 minutes till the end. So as I rewatched that 7 minutes I thought I had saved but didn't, I swear a song they played, a transition song, was different. I'm curious to see if I actually wrote down what I thought I wrote down the first time I watched it.
I think the most fascinating thing about this entire story that you just told me, why the hell were you writing your notes in Gmail and saving them as drafts? Use Notepad, bro, and just hit save.
Full disclosure.
Okay.
Sometimes I do it in the bathtub after a workout.
Okay, but like on your computer?
No, on my phone.
Well, then just like write it in your notes. Don't you have like a notes app?
I don't know. I've never opened it before.
Oh my God, just do it in the notes. It'll save everything up to the minute. And then you just email it to yourself after. Dude,
Does an iPhone have a notes app?
it must. It has to.
I don't know. I've always just taken notes.
It's 2021, bro. Why would you trust anything? Why would you trust like leaving anything to the cloud?
I don't trust anything to the cloud.
Dude, that disappeared. You saved it to your Gmail drafts. I would not expect that to be there the next time I went in.
That has been my foolproof system for years, Sal. I always just saved my email.
I don't know how you get anything accomplished, to be totally honest.
Because that way, at least it goes across platforms. You're trying to tell me you trust my Curse with Electronics to save it in one place. I literally save it, and then when I send it, before I hit send, I copy the entire thing and hit copy, and then I send it to all 3 of my emails. I'm not joking. This is what I have to do.
I believe
and like
you.
a lot of times, it won't appear in one.
Well, maybe because you're writing it across 3 different platforms that you just forget.
No, I'm writing it. I'm saving it into Gmail because Hotmail used to screw me all the time, and now Gmail's starting to screw me.
Yeah, no Hotmail would screw you all the time. I would assume that it would. It's not a viable platform to be taking notes that you're breaking up over several days.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Sal. So you want me to use notes and have it just saved on one phone forever?
Yeah, man. My phone is my life. Like, unless you're gonna leave your phone somewhere.
Well, that's probably a good possibility. But I'm just saying, I trust it way more sending it to 3 different of my email addresses than saving it in one place on my phone. Because I'll wake up tomorrow and my notes app will just be deleted. Like, it'll just be gone.
It doesn't work like that.
No, it works like that. Dude, don't. You have no idea what it's like being me. You have no idea what it's like to send. I didn't even save it as a draft. I wrote it and then I hit send. and it didn't send. What it sent was what I wrote and saved as a draft 2 days ago. That's
Why
what
are you
happened to
doing
me
your
this
notes
morning.
all in chunks anyways? I get that you have a busy life, but just carve out the half hour and do it all, bang it out all at once.
I can't.
All right.
Sometimes I just can't.
Yeah,
And
no, I
get
hear you.
I don't. I sometimes I don't have a large block of time.
No, I hear you. I get that.
I'm cursed with electronics. I don't have large chunks of time.
Your notes app would be much better for that, because then you could just close the app when you're done taking your notes, and the next time you open it, your notes will be there.
You would think. I'm sure when you close your app and reopen it, your notes
Give it
are
a
there.
try. Just give it a try.
I don't trust it, man.
All right.
That's one place. That's one.
Yeah,
I need
well,
like 6.
I think that's why. I think they're all just getting lost in the shuffle between the 6 places that you're sending these notes to. You probably sent these notes to a girl in Bangladesh by accident. And she's like,
Wow.
do I have to cut that?
What just happened? And how do you know about Paulette and I?
Yeah, well.
I send her my 3-minute chunk of Blossom review notes. How I just do like 30 seconds at a time and then expect drafts to save it.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so you want me to use this notes app you speak of, and that's going to be my foolproof savior in this digital world that
You
hates
just type
me.
up your notes in your phone on your notes app, and then
No, see, but
there should be like a
What's
share
my
button.
safety-
Then you hit share, and you can just email it to yourself.
what's my safety net then?
Your safety net is that you're living in the 21st century, and you
No, it
should
doesn't
be
work that
writing
way, though.
notes in Hotmail and trusting that they're going to send to you the next day.
I'm not. I'm writing them in Gmail
Okay,
and
well,
sending them to Hotmail
it's
and
no
my
better.
work one.
It's no better. Try it for next episode and give me a review.
I will. And
right.
I'll be like, guess what? It just deleted everything. I opened up my notes and it was a picture of a middle finger. Satan himself was staring at me.
It deleted
Going,
everything
"Not
on my
today,
phone."
Anderson." Yeah, it brought a picture of a giant magnet and it crashed every computer in my house. This is why I still watch VHS, Sal. Like, you should see me in the mornings. It's just hell. My daughter's like, hey, I want to watch YouTube. And I'm like, oh, God, all right, okay. Let's open the laptop. Oh, look, it's kicked me out again. Okay, let's write the password. No, that's not the password, even though it is the password. Okay, no, reset the password. Okay, oh, you can't have the same password. Okay, let's make a new password. I'm just going to have to reset it again tomorrow. Oh, there's no Wi-Fi. Okay, let's go reset the box. And okay, now we've got it. And this has been 15 minutes of my life just to get a YouTube video going.
Wow.
Like, electronics hates me. It's been a constant. I've mentioned it many times on this show.
You have.
So I'm
It's
curious
true.
to see, was there like a rock transition between scenes at one point?
Yeah, there might be one specific part. Yeah.
Was it when she was listening to her Walkman
Yes.
and dancing?
Yes.
Or was it before that?
That was the scene I was thinking of. Yeah.
I swear, and I'm going to see if it's in my notes as we go. When I watched it the first time, I made mention that I was like, whoa! Like, this escalated quickly. We got rock music in between as we go to the exterior of No Cooks. And then I was like, oh, it makes sense. She's dancing to her Walkman. But when I watched it today, I was like, it's just the regular transition music.
Well, I'm
But she's
glad
dancing
that
to her
we're on the
Walkman.
topic of music, because I've got some good music notes for this week.
I did.
All right, you want to do your intro bit, or are we going to skip it this week?
No, I got IMDb, buddy.
Oh, okay, let's do it. Let's hear it.
To tell the truth, 7.7 out
Wow.
of 42 reviews. Blossom likes a boy Six is dating. Tony's past might stop him from following his dream of becoming an EMT.
See, now that's interesting. That hooks you. His past may catch up to him.
I guess.
No good? All right.
Okay, let's see. I'm just like, throwing me on the spot here. I write for a living. How would I write this episode? Blossom and Six's friendship is threatened when Six wins the attention of Blossom's crush,
That's good.
and Anthony cannot outrun his past, as his hopes of becoming an EMT come crashing down when he has to answer for his
That's
former
too
drug
wordy.
and
That's
alcohol
it.
abuse.
It's a little too. You went a little too wordy with it. I liked where you're going though.
Oh,
That was good though, man. The
sorry.
first-
I'll bring it back down. Blossom sad.
Ah.
All right. It asks if I want to skip intro. I do not. I missed this intro.
Right?
It's a special treat because Nation of Domination Blossom is back and does the forward flip.
It is.
The flutist is back.
Yeah.
Judith D'Allison is
Okay.
back.
This is the part. This
Okay,
is the part.
nope.
I wrote, "Love that flautist," And then I had to look it up. I had to put a name to this, Curtis. I had to settle this. And this is the week that we're going to do it. Series music credit goes to Frank Denson.
It's a man!
And I looked it up, and he had some hits in the late 60s. And he's done music for a lot of shows, and it seems like he plays a lot of instruments, so I think Frank Denson is our flautist.
Okay.
There you go,
I
man.
gotta make a note of that, because I reference the flautist as a she. I use the she pronoun, so I mean Frank might as well.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah.
Judith D. Allison is back, supervising the production along with Bill Richmond. And then did you ever think maybe it's Allison who is so sick of Bill Richmond, she created the Buzz Richmond character, like a parody of how much of a chauvinistic jerk Bill Richmond is?
Oh, my God. And, like, Bill Richmond doesn't realize that it's him?
Yeah, because he's just too busy checking out her ass the whole time.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, my, I want to go with that
Right?
narrative.
Rochelle Rossette Schaefer is also supervising producer. This show needs 3 of them. This show has 3 supervising producers. Like, why do the producers they hired need so much supervision? Answer me that. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they were churning out bullshit in season 1.
All right. Take it away, Sal. First scene.
Buzz brought cinnamon rolls. And Nick's reaction where he mutters under his breath, the only time you've ever brought food into this house. Like, yeah, I'd probably react the same way. So, someone named Honey made them. One of his girlfriends. Her eyes are as blue as her hair.
So, first of all, though, we cut to the breakfast table. It's a Buzz, Blossom, and Anthony, and they're all sitting shoulder to shoulder at one side of the table.
Yeah.
I know they do that for TV, but it just struck me as hilarious. As this scene plays out, they name the producers. There's Goldstein and Price.
Yep.
The secret lovers.
Right.
And
That's
I guess
why they need
those
supervision, because
troublemakers-
they keep going at it in the writer's room.
Right? So what I said, I guess those troublemakers actually need extra supervision.
Yeah,
And
right.
that makes sense. But it's also produced by Roxy Wank Evans. So the score, if you're keeping score at home, is 3 production supervisors and 3 producers. Like, I wonder if they paired off.
Yeah, each
Bill-
producer has their own supervisor.
Right? Absolutely. I'll bet Bill Richmond requested Roxy Wank, because Roxy Wank sounds like she has an ass on her that does not quit.
Hey, I'll go with Roxy.
Oh my god! I'm my target audience.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Oh, I'm crying at my own joke. Oh man, Bill Richmond, such a pervert.
I wrote in my notes, at least he's banging seniors and not 30-year-olds, because that would be so unrealistic.
Oh, we'll get to it. Can I mention when he mutters that it's the first time he's ever brought food into this house? The audience laughs way too hard at that, and I feel like we're in for a long night, Sal.
There's a few audience laugh moments that I pointed out here.
Glenn Merzer wrote this.
Okay, welcome, Glenn.
I looked up Glenn Merzer, and I can't tell if it's the same Glenn Merzer that wrote a bunch of hippie cookbooks. So I was looking for hints in this episode.
The best part about this podcast is we can choose whatever narrative we want. It's him. He wrote the hippie cookbooks.
You went from Blossom to hippie cookbooks.
Yeah, man. Facts don't matter. Clearly. So, Blossom's talking about a guy named Steve Warner that she thinks is into her because he said,
Yeah.
Hi, nice shirt. Want to get a chili dog? But the chili dog part was to his friend. And Nick basically tells her to keep it in her fucking pants. That's all I got.
Nah, so Buzz says he'll tell Honey that Nick liked her cinnamon buns, and he goes into great deal about Honey, and I'm surprised because he mentions her eyes, so he's actually aware she has a head, and she's not some floating female entity that only exists below the neck and above the knees like all the other girls he's ever referenced. And he jokes that her blue hair matches her eyes, and that joke didn't age well, right? The audience is laughing way too hard at this again.
It's
And
not
Blossom
that the
is
joke didn't
daydreaming.
age well. It's just like, it's a joke then, and it's a bad
Well,
joke
no,
today.
because girls have blue hair now and they're hot, so he's trying to be like, oh.
No, but it was like a reference to the fact that like she was old, right?
Oh, is that blue? Okay, gotcha. Right. I thought he was just like Because in the 90s, if you had blue hair, you were probably like a circus freak or something. I thought that's where that was going. But yeah, that's right. That's old.
Which is why I said, like, good thing he's, like, only hooking up with seniors.
Gotcha.
In a way, I actually don't have a problem with that.
No, that's fine.
Okay, I'll just say this. If there is an episode where Nick and Buzz are, like, fighting for the affection of the same girl, and, like, she's actually into both of them, I'm just gonna walk away. I don't even want to review it. I don't even want to review it.
So you're saying you don't want to see an episode where Buzz is banging Arlene McCafferty?
Yeah, no. But I feel like that's a storyline that is probably going to come up one day.
Oh, that's low-hanging fruit completely.
Exactly, right?
I feel like that the whole promiscuous Buzz is just in, that it's got to go there at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem if it's old women, as I said, you know? If he wants to clean up in that division, that's fine. But, like, if there's ever a point where him and Nick are fighting over somebody who's, like, 35 years old, an Arlene McCafferty type, I'm done. I'm done.
Quote, I got no problem if it's old women. Can that be the soundbite this week? All right. What is going on with Blossom's hair?
Yeah, it's no good.
What is the deal with that? She's telling a run-on story like she's 6 about this guy, but I can't even tell what she's saying because she has like a shoelace tied around the top of her head. She looks like one of those old-timey cartoon characters that have a toothache, and they bandage themselves, like they wrap it under their chin and tie it on top of their head with a big bow.
I know what you're talking about.
Are you getting another drink?
Yes.
I hear you opening your fridge. I'm making an old-timey toothache joke, and you're opening your fridge.
I know exactly what you're talking about with the old-timey tooth joke, though. No, that's good stuff. That's really good stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, so the story concludes, as you said, with Steve saying, "Nice shirt. Want to get a chili dog?" And the audience continues to just laugh and laugh at this when it's not funny. And then I actually noticed Blossom's shirt. Button up, denim with an American flag patch.
Yes. So Joey stumbles in, and I wrote, "Here comes the funny." And he's choking on something, and nobody seems to care. And then Buzz is like, go get him, Tony. And then Tony comes up and gives him the Heimlich, and he spits something out. And this is where I wrote, like, when he spits out whatever he was choking on, some girl in the audience laughs way too hard. So what we learned here is that Tony's training as an EMT.
We learned that Joey is like a foot taller than Anthony suddenly. When did that happen?
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
Joey's like towering over Anthony now, and I feel like that wasn't even the case like last week.
Wow, weird.
And by the way, it was a ping pong ball that Joey was choking on.
Oh, was it? I didn't even catch that. I thought it was like a mint.
And they say it's a ping pong ball, and that doesn't go anywhere, so I'm 100% sure they had to cut out the choking on balls joke Buzz made.
Yeah, right? I remember this storyline. I remember him as a paramedic on the show.
Really?
That's like one thing that I carried from when I originally watched the show in the early 90s when it was out. I remember that Tony was a paramedic.
Speaking of Tony, she's back. Anthony's friend Tony returns. Doesn't that remind you of that Tony song?
Yeah, totally. Feels good. Oh, no, that's not the one that's an actual Tony song. What's the one that we said? That girl is poison. Poison.
I wrote double throwback in big letters. So Buzz suddenly sees a
hold on.
African-American woman.
Hold on.
Okay.
There's no introduction to Tony this time, so it's just carried on like that. We're supposed to just know who she is. And then I wrote, she looks like she should be in Salt and Pepper.
Buzz suddenly sees an attractive African-American woman in the kitchen, and I hold my breath. So they must have cut out whatever he said originally, too, because you know he had something.
And that wasn't even in the script. He just improv'd it.
Oh, totally. They came out and, like, shocked him with some shock stick after. They're like, cut! Just, quit it, dirty old man. Quit it. Throw some bucket of ice water on him. All right, dry him off again. Take 3.
He probably said something like,
Jesus Christ.
that is 100% an edit.
I wrote, Tony is dressed like Salt. Or Peppa.
No way.
Or Spinderella. And I love it. Buzz asks if she has a boyfriend yet, and she says, no, but he's on the list. Way down.
Right.
And the audience is in tears over that one. They're laughing like they have guns to their heads.
Then to continue to punch us in the face with horrible 90s fashion, Blossom comes in wearing a watermelon hat. What was with that hat, man? That was awful.
Right? It was like she fell face first and the front just bent up.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like that picture of like the typical redneck and he's like wearing the suspenders with no shirt underneath. I feel like he would wear that hat.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
It would say Trudeau on it.
Yeah.
So Nick warns Blossom about Steve because if you ever let your guard down and love someone's space in your heart, they will destroy you. And yeah, he's not wrong, but...
No, fair enough.
And Blossom's like, wow, how did your date with Marcia go last night? And Buzz goes, dumped again, huh, Nick? And the nerve of this guy.
Right?
Like, I know what the writers are trying to do here, but imagine your wife leaving you and you do the right thing and you sacrifice your dreams to raise the kids, and then her dad comes over and makes fun of you.
Yeah, makes fun of you for striking out with women while you're trying to piece your life back together.
And punch his head off his shoulders.
Kick this old man's ass. I hate him.
Right?
So, yeah, Blossom is basically saying she's in love with Steve Warner. She says she sees fireworks, and Nick says it might not be love, it might be conjunctivitis.
Did you look up what that was?
Pink eye, yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I had to look it up.
I didn't know that either. I had to look, yeah. I tried to play
yeah,
it off
pink
like
eye.
I did. It was like, yeah, conjunctivitis is pink eye. No, I had to Google it. I had no idea.
The way he's going at it with 6 later, I'm guessing pink eye is the least of the things he's going to catch.
All right, so this is the transition with the
I
thought there was rock
I
music.
wrote it. I wrote rock transition here.
Yeah.
What? Oh my god. It's not, though. I watched it this morning, and it's regular crappy transition music.
Are you sure?
I swear.
All
I'm
right.
losing my mind. Did you write down that it's rock music, too?
I didn't write it down. All right, let me confirm. Let me just go to Disney Plus real quick.
Okay, either I lost my mind 2 nights ago or I lost my mind this morning, but I wrote rock transition to Too Many Cooks, and I like where this is going, but it turns out to be the Walkman Blossom is listening to.
No, you're right, because she is dancing in her room on her Walkman. Okay, hang on. I'm loading up the episode right now.
Maybe I was just very liberal with the word rocking. See?
It's just regular music?
Yes, 100%. Did it change overnight?
Hang on. Hang on, I got it here.
Okay.
I happen to believe in once in a lifetime love at first sight.
No, but it is a little more upbeat than usual. But anyways, the note that I took here about this part was that she was rocking out to the yellow Sony Walkman.
Yeah, she was. You have no idea how much I wish I had one of those.
I know, right? I had to look it up. The yellow one was the Sony Walkman Sport, and that came out in 1984.
That's the one everybody wants now. That's the retro one you want.
Yeah. I actually, when I Googled it, there was a lot of eBay listings for it.
What are they going for?
I didn't check.
Oh.
I was just on a hunt to see like when the first like Sony Walkman Sport came out, and it came out in 1984. And I didn't know this. The first Walkman came out in 1979.
Holy cow, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty rich people listening to portable music.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
There's probably like $700.
And for those who don't know what a Walkman is, it's like an old iPod. And for those who don't know what an iPod is, it's like, I don't even know what to say. Where do people get their music from now?
You're asking me?
Yeah, fair enough. Guy who doesn't even know about a
Playlists.
Notes app.
I have never opened my Notes app.
Wow, that's wild, man.
Blossom's cutting a rug, and Six, unbeknownst to Blossom, walks in behind her and watches her dance routine and then joins in. I was like, that's good stuff. That's a fun little
and
moment.
then like Blossom turns around and Six scares the shit out of her.
Six launches into a story about some girl because they both have big news. And it's like, you go first, no, you go first, no, you go first, no, you go first. And I throw myself down the stairs. But then Six finally goes first. And she's telling this huge run-on story like she does, like her little sixisms. And then
Yeah.
she makes fun of a girl who has a gap in her front teeth, bigger than Letterman's. And it's so big, she can French kiss with her mouth closed. And I don't get it. And fuck you, audience, you don't get it either, but you are roaring with laughter. That joke makes no sense.
No, this part I wrote, again, that lady in the audience loves this shit. And And then I was like, maybe she got wasted and went to a Blossom taping.
That's amazing.
I feel like if I were to, in my mind, she did. And again, we're just making up facts tonight. That's what happened. But I feel like if I were to go to like a taping of a show, like, would it not be more fun to show up drunk?
Yeah, honestly, that's my one regret when you and I killed New York for 4 days. We should have went to a live taping.
I know. It's so hard to get in there. I've literally tried since high school to get into Saturday Night Live.
Really? So it turns out Blossom's crush Steve asked out 6. And could this scene have been worsely acted by the girls?
No.
It is horrible. And both Jenna Von Oy and Mayim are good actresses. What went wrong here? Like, it is so bad.
I think it was just this story was not great. Like, their storyline through this episode, I just wasn't into. It just seemed like it was just like on autopilot. It was like a Blossom storyline on autopilot, and I think maybe they knew it.
This scene, it felt like they were parodying their own show.
Yeah.
She was like, so what was your big news, Blossom? And she's like, the band uniforms got new buttons. And then she puts her arm around Blossom and goes, you need to get out more often.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening here?
The only other note that I have for the scene was the Six mentioned something about Madonna in a magazine saying that she doesn't like to get spanked. And I regretfully Googled that and couldn't find anything. But now that's in my search history forever, so there you go.
Yeah. And there was about a 20-minute break in note-taking.
Yeah. So downstairs on the couch.
Hey, you know what's funny? Now we're talking about Madonna. So, and I made a CD to play in the car. Yes, I did. Not a playlist. I actually burnt a CD this week.
What year was this?
No, this was this week. I burnt a CD to play in my car. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I'm not furthering the narrative of how I live in the past. It's easier. I still have an old iTunes full of like 7,000 songs with a CD burner in it. I was just looking through music and I was like, oh, Like a Prayer, that song's so good. I haven't heard that in so long. So I put it on my CD, and when I listen to it in the car, I'm like, what? Doesn't it start with God? And now I'm losing my mind because I'm sure there's a version, and I can't find it anywhere, of Like a Prayer that starts with Madonna saying, God.
I do not remember that at all.
There's totally, because I must have had that on like a cassette tape when I was a kid. There was a version, and now it was one of those, like, oh, I'm gonna like YouTube and see which version that is, and I cannot find it, but I know 100% there's one, and she says it's so funny. And so as soon as you were talking about Madonna being spanked, that's all I could think of. She was probably going, God. Do you like how we're doing a Blossom podcast, but really it's like a Seinfeld podcast in a lot of ways?
It really is. It's about nothing.
This is where the audio stopped recording for some reason. Geez boys, is Joey your audio engineer? Whoa. Anyways, here is a quick recap of the episode. Blossom is upset to see Six dating her crush. They get in a fight, she goes to Buzz for advice for some reason and then gets over it and they make up. Tony decides to tell the truth about his past during his interview with a disgruntled Italian man. He ends up getting the job after all. Female Tony ends up in the pit. We make a lot of comparisons to her being like Poochie from The Simpsons, but I guess you'll never get to hear that comedy gold. Next week's episode is Season 2 Episode 7. Titled, Intervention. Later, Bloomers.
Quote, I got no problem if it's old women. Can that be the soundbite this week?